Business Focus, brought to you by KCB. KCB, making the difference.
Hello and welcome to Business Focus, the only show of its kind that brings together the East African business community and equips both the small and medium-scale entrepreneurs with the best business practices. On today's show, empowering Jua Kali artisans to upscale the productivity for bigger gains, Macarena Dairy Cooperative transforming lives of farmers in Nyeri, value addition of pineapples in Mbarara, Uganda. We welcome your feedback about the show on our Facebook page and Twitter handle displayed on your screen. You can also write to us on our email address businessfocus@standardmedia.co.ke. But before we start off the show, we are joined by Evans. Hello, Evans.
Hi.
Okay, so kindly tell us, what exactly would you like us to highlight in our show?
Let me start first of all by appreciating your focus on SMEs. What I'd love you to focus more on is the case studies. You know, the real issues that affects SMEs, what it takes to start and grow a successful SME.
Thank you so much, Evans. I am a host, Mala Kivila. The Business Beyond Limits segment highlights and solves the problems affecting the Kenyan SME sector. So this week we look at what the Jua Kali sector should do to improve the quality of the products and make them more attractive to their buyers. I'm just about to take my lunch and I've decided to do some basic statistics on my meal's composition. And the results are very shocking. Now, from my table, I'm going to do a comparison of the percentage of a meal's composition that is Kenyan to the percentage that is foreign. From the results, 11% of the meal's composition, mainly comprising of food, is Kenyan, while 89% comprising of cutlery and furniture is foreign. This applies in almost all East African households and implies that we are promoting foreign developed economies at the expense of our local industries. This leads us to the Kamukunji Jua Kali sector to establish where the problem lies. We ascertain that the Jua Kali metal fabrication section has existed for more than 30 years and most handmade products are currently produced the same way they were being produced 30 years ago.
We produce various types of products here at Kamukunji, starting from boxes, various types of improved stoves, cooking pots, sufurias, so many kinds.
Kevin Ocheng, a metal fabricator, has been making metal boxes at the center since 1989. He produces up to 250 boxes a month, whose price is between 1,000 and 3,500 shillings.
Iko sanduku kubwa ambao tunauza 3,500 na iko sanduku zile makasa wanapenda sana hizi ndogo ya shule. Kama moja naingia shilingi 800, nyingine naingia 900, ile ngumu na 1,000.
His biggest competitors are the local and foreign industries which produce high-quality suitcases whose prices are high but are preferred by many due to the material used and the good finishing.
Ile shida tuko nayo hapa Jua Kali hiyo material. Kwa maana material saingine inakuja bei ya juu ambayo inashinda hata sisi kununua. Tuko na shida sana hiyo material.
Kanywera Gishure produces handmade sufurias and encounters similar challenges. Most artisans at the center make similar products, hence lowering the value due to the supply overshadowing demand.
Kazi yenyewe ni gumu. Juu kuna siku material unauza, material inakosa, unabidi ukae hivyo.
His sufurias also face stiff competition from the imported ones and he has not been able to get his products to the retail stores.
Sometimes back you are supplying them to hardwares, but for now, such business was killed by items coming from industries like plastics or Japan and China. This market has killed employment in Jua Kali.
Also, for the Jua Kali artisans to realize any benefits from their handmade goods, they have to sell bigger volumes since their pricing is low compared to the automated products in supermarkets.
The technical training and managerial training contributes towards how they do their stuff. Access to affordable credit also contribute to the type of tools they are using to produce those products and their marketing skills, and then therefore availability of markets.
The 5,000 Jua Kali artisans in this area face similar problems, including health risks brought about by the labor-intensive job.
Most of the informal sector players in this country do not have the benefit of formal education. So most of what they produce and how they produce is out of experience. We still need to relook at our models of training these artisans technically on how to enhance and improve the qualities of what they produce as we talk about credit.
The long-term solution to this problem is that our artisans need to unite, form societies and circles which will enable them save money, invest and gain access to loan facilities which can enable them acquire automated machines for high-quality productions.
Most of them are not banked. So once when they sell their products, they call their wives to come and pick the money. So the money is rushed home or hidden somewhere in the workstation at that level. But as we move on towards the growth-oriented ones, there are those that we are linking them to the Kenya Bureau of Standards for S-Marks. There are those that we are linking with the Kiridi for research and development. They are being incubated. And then there are those that we are linking them directly with the GS1 for barcodes.
One simple machine operated by 3 people can make up to 500,000 standardized souvenirs in 3 hours, while 5,000 Jua Kali artisans in Kamukunji can make a maximum of 50,000 irregular souvenirs in a day.
Without finance, you cannot buy machinery. And without machinery, you cannot modernize the way you do, the way you produce your products. Also, finishing tools has been lacking a lot in this country. So the challenge there for the Kamukunji hammer is the finishing, how it appears, and the packaging.
These artisans also need further training on production areas to enable them improve their production skills.
We are coming together, we are putting them together into organized, assisting them to register SACCOs. We are hoping that the SACCO will be able to mitigate most of these problems of access to credit. And therefore, we are hoping through that initiative, we are going to see some modernization with some critical inputs in terms of tools that will also then improve the qualities of the products.
The artisans also need to venture into other unique products to broaden their income margins. Kimani Murugu is such an entrepreneur. He has ventured into the production of gas grills, which he molds from the recycled metal.
And to identify a product which can go in volumes.
His products have gained access to the supermarkets and the larger East African market. There are many successful entrepreneurs like Murugu, though there is more room for innovativeness.
You observe what people need. Do they need something which is supposed to be made of aluminium? Then that you start your own. There are frying pans made of aluminium. You can make, those are domestic. Still we can make. Products are many.
The Kenya National Federation of Jua Kali Associations is encouraging the Jua Kali artisans to move with speed to form SACCOs so as to enable them to access credit facilities for speedy growth. These SACCOs could also offer them further training on areas like production, marketing and also getting market for its members. This would contribute largely towards reducing the country's reliance on imported goods and create more jobs for the youth. In the Emerging Enterprises segment, we take you to Mukurweini area in Nyeri, where Cooperative SACCO is supporting the area community in a big way. Don't go away.
Nyeri town is situated in the central highlands of Kenya, 150 kilometers north of Kenya's capital, Nairobi. The area is densely populated, fertile and cold, with temperatures ranging between 12 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius due to its proximity with Mount Kenya. Here, farming is widely practiced. In areas like Macarena constituency, dairy farming forms the major economic activity. In Macarena area, dairy farmers have collaborated to form a dairy cooperative which takes care of their welfare to ensure that they reap maximum gains from milk sales. Bora Feeds Company is one of the components of Macarena Dairy Cooperative. It was initiated in 2009 to ensure that about 16,000 Macarena dairy farmers get easy and reliable access to quality animal feeds at affordable pricing.
We started this business due to the demand by farmers, mostly who require quality and subsistence animal feeds. So they insisted that due to maybe fluctuation of quality by other maybe players, that they want their own feed mill such that they can have a consistent quality.
The facility, which was initiated at a cost of 30 million Kenya shillings, has the capacity of processing more than 70 tons of animal and poultry feed daily, but only produces 50 tons, which is all consumed in a day.
We receive quality raw materials, we analyze, then we mix using maybe the recommended rations for each category of animals. We grind which the coarse material, then we mix with the fine material. We give the mixer like 30 minutes to finish the mixing, then we package the bag ready for the market.
Bora Feeds Company produces 3 categories of feeds for dairy, poultry and pigs.
We use mostly the cotton seed cake, that is the plant protein. We also use the canola seed cake, we use sunflower seed cake. We also use animal proteins like omena fish, the caviar fish. We also have some other products like porrad, wheat bran, we have maize jam.
The Bora feeds are packaged in assorted bags after the processing and mixing in the required proportions. A 70-kilogram bag of dairy feed costs 1,700 Kenya shillings, a 70-kilogram bag of poultry feed costs 2,100, and that of pigs costs 1,900 Kenya shillings.
You create employment to the local people. The farmers are proud maybe to be associated and maybe to be closer to their entity.
The company sources for raw materials both locally and in the East African region to ensure a constant supply of Bora feeds to the area farmers.
We get our raw materials, mostly the seed cakes from Tanzania. Others we get the raw materials in plenty from Uganda.
Bora Feeds Company has given employment to about 65 members of the Macarena community and also ensured that all its members get a share of the annual profits accrued.
We extend the credit facilities to our farmers. Then we deduct them maybe from the milk payment.
This company has seen an annual growth of about 15% since inception and has improved lives of its 16,000 members economically.
Our future plans is maybe to establish a flour milling industry just next to this industry, such that our farmers can also get wheat flour at subsidized rates. And the raw materials which you get from the wheat flour milling and the maize flour milling can also be utilized in manufacturing of the animal feeds.
The cooperative has been able to negotiate cheap loans for expansion of their facility due to the large number of active members it has and the profits they make as a unit. This business model has been tested and proved that when a community unites, contribute their time and money towards achieving a particular goal, quick, positive results are easily achievable.
In the regional market segment, we take you to Uganda, where a farmer is adding value to pineapples by developing a new product that has a longer shelf life.
The second week in Barara region in Uganda, we spent time with Hannington Kerere, a Ugandan HIV/AIDS specialist who quit employment to serve the HIV patients in a unique way and also to make economic gains from value addition chain that revolves around fruit farming.
We used to work on contract of 2 years. Every 2 years, they are renewing your contract. Every 2 years, they are renewing your contract. So I would always ask myself, suppose one day they wake up and say, no, we have not renewed your contract because of this and that. And I began to think very fast where would be my fallback position. And while I was thinking of that, I also read a book which was saying, retire young, retire rich.
At his early retirement, his investments were summing up to 100 million Ugandan shillings, an equivalent of about 3.8 million Kenyan shillings.
I was not saving as per se, but I was investing. I'm opposed to saving. Normally, I don't save money, but I invest money. Whatever little I was getting, I was investing it in this project.
He decided to venture into pineapple farming after evaluating and comparing the profit margins of various fruits.
And when I computed on the acreage, an acreage for pineapples, in an acre we need 20,000 pieces of plants. And when you calculate 20,000 pieces of plant and you multiply by 500 shillings on a local market here, 500 shillings, and that translates to 10 million, 20,000 times 10 million shillings. And when you put in a cow, even if it is as good as what, and you are winding up the same business in 2 years, because these pineapples, each pineapple at the end of the second year will have given you a fruit, just one fruit. And a cow will also have given you one calf. And when you are to wind up the business at that time, you will get 10 million, and that one of a cow, the maximum, will get 3 million. That's where I based my calculation.
He started with an acre piece of land which he has since expanded to 25 acres in 6 years.
You find that in an area where you put 4 bananas, you put 200 pineapples. 200 pineapples times 500 Uganda shillings will lead us to 100,000 shillings.
From his research, pineapples are on high demand in Uganda. The crop is easy to plant and is ready for harvesting in a very short period of time compared to the banana crop.
What we have generated out of this project is really satisfying, because we have land that we have bought out of this, we have built out of this, we have transport vehicle out of this, and we have been able to expand from a half an acre to 25 acres under cultivation.
He harvests about 4,000 pineapples from his farm weekly, which translates to about 120,000 Kenyan shillings. He has opened a micro-processing plant where he's adding value to pineapples by extracting the juice and developing various pineapple alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks under the brand Modano.
We have a small processing plant, and which we think is going to grow big once these outgrowers also come on board to provide us with the raw materials.
The alcoholic drinks are taken through various forms of filtration and fermentation to achieve a range of results. Through the value addition business module, the returns are higher than selling pineapples in their raw form, since the product has a longer shelf life and the prices go too high.
Fruits in their original form, they tend to perish, they tend to rot and get damaged so fast. So we wanted to have them, to get them a long life on the shelf, so that we can have them sold for a long time.
Hannington has also uplifted lives of the Mbambara community by offering employment to 40 persons in his farm alone.
We employ over 40 people, not on a daily basis, but at least they come here and work for at least 3 days in a week. 3 days in a week, 40 people. Then we have other full-time employees that we work with, who are 8 on this farm. We have 8 people who are full-time workers of this farm.
It cost him about 250,000 Kenyan shillings to set up the plant. He intends to get a loan which will enable him to expand the business to boost his production capacity as well as returns.
This bottle of wine costs 4,000 shillings, Uganda shillings, to 6,000 shillings, Uganda shillings.
He sells more than 100 bottles of his drinks monthly, and his business is currently valued at about 19 million Kenyan shillings. Modano drinks have been certified by the Ugandan Bureau of Standards, but his major task is to build his brand to compete with other established brands in the East African market.
Well, that's all we had on this week's show. If you are an entrepreneur and would like to be featured on Business Focus, then send us your business profile on our email address. We also welcome your comments, questions and suggestions on the email address businessfocus@standardmedia.co.ke or SMS number 8041. Let's continue with this conversation on our Facebook page and Twitter handle. From myself and the entire KTN team, thank you for watching. I am Mala Kivila. Good night and God bless.
Business Focus, brought to you by KCB. KCB, making the difference.